going to do it. Oh, it's an incredible performance from Sha'Carri Richardson.
All right, everyone. Sha'Carri Richardson is out to prove that she's not back. She's better. That was the quote she famously quoted about her comeback to the 100-meter sprint. Now, Sha'Carri set the tone for her own comeback a year ago when she won the 100-meter U.S. title, then the World Championship, making her the fastest woman in the world.
She celebrates all to the
and she proclaimed, "I'm back, not better," meaning she's been here the whole time. She has not gone away from her sport. Now, with a trip to her first Olympics approaching, remember that because she did not qualify due to the, positive drug test of THC in her previous drug test, she was unable to go to the Olympics and represent USA. But is she actually better? And people are wondering, is she going to maintain the fastest woman in the world title? Now, the 24-year-old is the favorite in the Olympic 100-meter dash, and she has been open and honest about her quest to be a more appreciative, mindful version of the person who actually had a positive marijuana test at the 2021 U.S. Olympic trials.
This year's been humbling, and I just understand no matter what's going on, to always stay focused on the mission at hand.
And unfortunately, this is what people and the track media and everybody, the attention that she got, which was largely negative. Okay, so when we understand that she and revealed that she has been dealing with depression, particularly with circumstances around her biological mother's passing, these were some of the reasons she has stated that she was participating in, marijuana. So she basically revealed the deeper meaning of "I'm not back, I'm better" because of the tragedy that she's had and the challenges that she's had in her personal life.
Remember who I was. I have been doing.
She's actually gone through a lot over the last several years, including as a teen battling depression, where she even highlighted, and we've learned that there were times that she was actually suicidal. So in 2021, when she was dealing with the unexpected death of her biological mother, this was part of the reason she said had contributed to her failing her drug test. She was using marijuana as a way to cope, and certainly she would have known better given that she is, slotted to be an Olympic athlete to represent the States. So it was very poorly timed. Who knows if she thought that it would not be caught in her system, and yet it was. She did issue a very public apology to take accountability. She took that time to obviously work on her craft. At the 2023 Track and Field World Championships, she ran a 10.65 second time on the 100-meter race. Her official time was actually the fastest on record in the history of the race at that event. And afterwards is when she made that comment. Now, in a recent interview with Maya Singer of Vogue, as she appeared on Vogue, she explained what the phrase meant. "I don't just mean I'm a better runner," Richardson tells me when I ask her about her credo. "It's beyond that. I'm better at being Sha'Carri. I'm better at being myself." Now, as a matchmaker, one of the things that I do with my clients is, really try to have a better understanding of who they are. And what I find is that a lot of people who've come from out of a relationship or long-term relationship or dealing with issues, they really don't know how to describe themselves. And they do a lot of introspection, a lot of self-reflection, self-discovery. And it's clear that this unfortunate incident, which Sha'Carri was known for, had a massive toll on her, but also making a mistake like that and bouncing back and being resilient and acknowledging and taking accountability for it shows the kind of character that she is. For somebody who's already suffering from depression and the loss of, your mother, she's being raised by her grandmother now, as we know, that's difficult. I mean, she could have gone the complete other way and allowed her choice and mistake to dictate and control her actions by becoming even more depressed, doing more drugs. And some people can't handle that kind of negative attention. Now, unlike Sha'Carri, she's used that to actually fuel her passion and actually to come back and be back and prove to people that she's very capable. She's, put her head down. She is doing everything she can to represent herself in the best way and to represent the USA as well as a top athlete. Now, in the year that she had her, sort of disgraceful fall, she's having an even more inspiring comeback. She's given a few details of what happened, dropping clues about her biological mother and about the depression that followed that. And all of this ultimately has made Richardson larger than life, really more of a celebrity now, and has left her enthusiastic and growing fan base wanting more of her. Some people on social media are like really keen into what hairstyle is she going to wear? What fingernails is she going to show off? Like, this is a woman who's running in style, okay? Being often compared to, and part of when FloJo came out, she had her unique style. She was rocking nails. She was, rocking her hair. To me, I'm even thinking, my God, with that much hair on your head, the first thing I'm thinking is like, if you didn't have that much hair on your head and maybe, who knows, the weight of the nails, I know that, number one, she's the fastest woman in the world, even with braids, even with a lot of hair, this beautiful mane that she's either choosing to do in braids and nails and like looking like an absolute queen on the track. My goodness, I wonder what she would, if her time would be even faster or the fastest if she had no hair or she just put it in a cap and it wasn't like flowing around. But it don't matter, because this woman is proving that, you don't have to compromise style for speed, okay? You can just be Sha'Carri and wear whatever you want, rock whatever you want, and still kill it and be the fastest woman. Okay, she's a young sprinter. She's a famous, Black woman whose suspension initially evoked arguments about race and drug use and anti-doping rules, and an Olympic ecosphere that is still largely run by white men. So what Richardson said is, it's not a goal of mine to be known, but I definitely don't want to be known for one thing. No one does. It's important for me to be the best person I can be in all that matters to me, like family, community, and the work that I do. Now, this is how Richardson communicates with the media. That insight came out of two questions that Richardson agreed to answer from the Associated Press, part of her sponsorship with Powerade. And many of her interviews over the past year or more have come with those sort of brand placements and trade-offs, okay? So she's offered other clues on social media, including posts in which she's unflinchingly addressed her mental health issues, mentioning her thoughts about suicide during her teen years, and also being sure to offer hope to others. So she's using her example of when she made a bad choice and how she's turned that around to develop, to learn, to do better, to educate herself, and to, more importantly, focus on what she's really great at, and that is running as fast as possible. Now, there is behind the scenes a Netflix series Sprint that shows clips of testy exchanges between her and reporters. So previous to her winning the fastest woman in the world, again, world trials, she wasn't favored, right? And maybe she was coming off as somebody with an attitude or somebody who doesn't have remorse or somebody difficult to work with. But reflecting on the media's role in telling her story, she said in the documentary, I feel like in the media, every move I make, there's a lot of noise about it. And you get what you give. Okay, so that's just me. So perhaps she's reflected and realized now she is, not pretending to be a nice person or pretending to have a different attitude. She's really developed and grown herself as a woman, as an athlete. And she's focused now and realizing that, yeah, if all eyes are on you and you can use that platform for, spreading love and showing how you can bounce back from difficult situations. Now, her comments centered on different variations of the same theme: personal growth, accountability, and family. So I would say in the past few years, I have grown to have a better understanding of myself, Richardson said, a deeper respect and appreciation for the role I have in the sport, as well as my responsibility to the people who believe and support me. So clearly she's speaking about, of course, all the brands that she is representing and can and will represent in the future. So she knows she's got a responsibility there. She has a big responsibility, whether she likes her or not, as a Black woman in the sport, and, obviously talk about her fame and her attitude. Anything that she does is going to be looked at. She also said, everything I am is because of that wise Black woman. She said of her grandmother, Betty Harp, who raised her and can usually be found sitting trackside for Richardson's biggest races. Everything. I mean, I've been blessed because I've had other people in my life helped me along, but the foundation, that's her. And she made sure to mention that her grandmother is a strong, wise Black woman. So that is important for Richardson to state. Now, she's had plenty of time to develop as an athlete and a public figure. And some sprinters, they say, don't hit their late 20s. So if you can imagine that right now, she's not even at her peak. If this is like not peak and mediocre or the worst she's ever going to do, the beautiful thing about is that she's only going to get better. She is the favorite right now. All signs point towards Richardson getting that win in the Olympic 100-meter final, set for August 3rd in the Stade de France. She won the Olympic trials. This is incredible. 10.71 seconds, the best in the world this year. And one of her main challengers, Sharika Jackson of Jamaica, pulled up lame in a tune-up race earlier this month, bringing her fitness for the Olympics into question. Now, Jamaica's Shelly Ann Fraser-Price has 4 more Olympics and 8 more Olympic medals than Richardson. Experience matters on the sport's biggest stage, but is it enough to outclass Richardson's unmatched speed in 2024? As an athlete, when you know you've got talent and all eyes are on you, it's tough. This is what sprint great Michael Johnson said. And once you actually prove to yourself and prove to the world that, hey, I can do this, it becomes a huge relief. That might free her up for further success. So Richard's comeback has made her a celebrity. She is a star. Everybody is looking to her. Everyone's looking at her fashion. Everyone's looking at how resilient she is, how she just surprised everybody in that 9th lane, and she just crushed it. This was a lineup of the fastest women in the world, and she came up number 1. So the gold medal is still out there to be captured, and her face was plastered all over Eugene, Oregon during the Olympic trials, courtesy of Nike, her shoe deal. So, of course, you've now got a massive brand behind you. There's no way she's going to make the error in judgment of utilizing anything that's not meant for her body. She is running in top physical shape, mental shape, obviously in every way, shape, or form, showing up. And she is representing not just USA, she's representing Black women, she's representing women, she's representing the sport, she's representing, people who come back. She's representing a lot of different people in her life right now. Sha'Carri admits to being a work in process. Great as Richardson was in the 100-meter dash, there was a twinge of disappointment after she finished 4th in the 200 meters, an event where she captured the bronze medal at Worlds last year. So that means that she won't have a chance to win the hallowed sprint double the way Noah Lyles will on the men's side, But if there's a single moment, everything that she is as an athlete, it might have come in her very first race that week. Oh my God, a preliminary heat of 100, supposedly only after she had a wobbly start and only after she crossed the line did everyone realize that Richardson had run that 110.88 seconds with her right shoelace untied, First of all, she ran it in 10.88 seconds. She had a wobbly start. Her shoelace is untied and she still wins. What does that say? I know for what it's showing is that she doesn't even have to tie her shoes. She could probably run barefoot and win that race. So she is an imperfect work in process and she's still faster than anyone else. All right. So do you guys agree that Sha'Carri Richardson is the favorite for the 100-meter dash? I think she will be more remembered for that race than her 2021, failed drug test. I think that is now something of the past. And she's really, focused on being the best athlete, best woman, best mentor, best friend to the world. Really, I'm such a fan of Sha'Carri. We'll be covering more Olympic news and some of the stars to look out for in the next few episodes of Daily Break TV. Would love to hear your comments below. What are your thoughts?